Shocking but true. Unless you live on a deserted island, there are slaves working in your midst. A new exhibit at the Mayerson JCC illustrates the plight, past and present. And joining me are Rabbi Shana Jaffe, Director of Jewish Life at the Mayerson JCC, and Brooke Hathaway, who is the Freedom Center's Strategic Initiatives Project Manager. This exhibit is called When Slavery Hits Home, Not Just History, but Here and Now. It opens a week from tonight, right?
Yes, this April 3rd at 6:30 p.m.
And you want everyone, Jewish, Christian, agnostic, to come on out, right?
We really encourage everybody to come to this exhibit. We think this issue is so important. As the holiday of Passover begins, Jews around the world will be sitting at their Passover tables talking about the exodus from Egypt, and yet there are nearly 30 million people enslaved in our world today. And this exhibit really wants to shed light on that, raise awareness, and our partners at the Freedom Center, at Hebrew Union College's Cloud Library and American Jewish Archives, and the Center for Holocaust and Humanity Education are all contributed pieces to this art exhibit to trace the history of slavery and remind us and raise awareness about what's happening right here today.
Yeah, when we think of slavery, we think of something that happened, in our country so many years ago, or as you mentioned, to the Israelites. It's happening now.
Absolutely, and the Freedom Center is so excited to partner with Cincinnati organizations to continue telling that story, that slavery in fact didn't end, and it still continues today throughout the world, including right here in the United States and in Ohio.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that in the break, in fact. So you talked a little bit about the art. What are folks going to see when they come to the exhibit?
So when they come to the exhibit, they're going to see, at the opening on April 3rd, we'll actually have documents dating back to the 1600s, Passover Haggadahs that are illustrated, beautifully illustrated, with depictions of Israelite slavery. We'll continue on with photographs, essays, letters, and also posters all the way to modern day that talk about slavery and explain slavery at different parts of our history, from ancient days all the way to really now. There'll be even a survey, an online survey you can take to understand your slavery footprint. What are the people involved in the food that you eat and the clothes that you wear who are enslaved?
I mean, that is very, very true. Child slavery exists in this world in a very big way.
Child slavery, sex trafficking, forced labor, domestic servitude, and bonded labor are the 5 types of slavery that the Freedom Center talks about in our exhibition, Invisible Slavery Today, that visitors, after visiting the Mayerson JCC, can come on down to the Freedom Center and visit. It's a permanent exhibition there.
Okay, so your exhibition exhibit lasts for how long?
So our exhibit starts on next Thursday, April 3rd. That's the debut. And that evening we'll have experts locally speaking on issues both globally and locally. It's going to be an incredibly engaging evening. And then throughout the several weeks around the Passover holiday, all the way to April 23rd, during normal business hours at the Mayerson JCC, people can come in and view the exhibit for themselves.
And if they, we want them to go there, but
Absolutely.
if they do miss it, they can always go down to the Underground Railroad Freedom Center, right?
Absolutely. We've contributed different pieces from our permanent collection that will continue to be on display at the Freedom Center. And like I said, we still have the Invisible Slavery Today exhibition that's a permanent exhibition on modern day slavery.
Is there a cost involved?
It is absolutely free. People are welcome to come. All we ask is that you RSVP to mayersonjcc.org so that we know that you're coming to the opening. And the rest to the opening on April 3rd, and then for the rest of the exhibit through the 23rd, people can come in during normal business hours.
And business hours are what?
Approximately at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. most days. On the weekends, it's a little bit shorter. Just check the website.
Ladies, thank you. When Slavery Hits Home, Not Just History, but Here and Now opens, as she mentioned, April 3rd. It's on display at the JCC in Amberley Village until the 23rd. Go check it out. And we'll be